my god, I know my buns are gonna annoy a few people. I'm sorry. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be giving you tips on how to grow really long, thick, healthy hair. I get so many DMs, you beautiful ladies and beautiful young girls always asking me questions on what my favorite hair products are, how I got my hair to grow, because if you've been following me for a long time, or if you've been on my page on Instagram for a long time, you would know I had really short hair for a long time. I actually transitioned my hair for 3 years and my hair is the way that it is now, and I fully believe that it's these tips I'm about to share with you guys that has contributed to that. This is what my hair looked like this time last year, and this is what my hair looks like now this year. So it's been exactly 1 year, and these tips have helped my hair grow this year and throughout my transition journey. I'm also going to answer your dang questions as well in this video. If you guys want to know how to look after your hair and everything like that, then just keep on watching. So the first tip that I have for you guys is to drink lots of water. I'm not playing when I say this. I think water is amazing. It's really good for you, not just for your hair, but for your skin, for your nails, and for your body overall. I try my best to drink at least 4 of these a day. This bottle contains 500 milliliters, so I like to drink 4 of these a day if I can. Realistically, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I always drink 4 a day. Sometimes I can only get down 2, sometimes 1, it depends, but I try to drink 4 a day. Just make sure you're drinking your water and drinking lots of it. My next tip would be having a clean scalp. You might be thinking, what on earth does this have to do with hair growth, right? If your scalp is dirty, you're not really going to see your hair growing as fast as you would if your scalp was clean. So what I mean by this is, obviously our hair follicles grow out from our roots. If your roots are blocked from oils that you put on your hair, like heavy oils like castor oil, plus product buildup and dirt and dandruff, you're blocking your hair follicle from growing out of your scalp. So it's really, really important that when you wash your hair, you're washing it properly. You're getting all the gunk out of your hair, you're getting all the dirt, all the dead skin, the flakes, everything. You want to properly clean your scalp. So the tip that follows on from cleaning your scalp is to massage your scalp while you're in the shower. You can do this by using the pads of your fingers, so just massaging your scalp that way, or you can use a scalp invigorating brush. I love the one from Vanity Planet. If you don't know about that brush, I don't know what rock you've been under. I mean, how could you not? But I love that scalp brush so much. I do kind of go a little bit more into detail with how I do it and stuff in my how I dye my hair videos, so if you want to check that out, you should. I mean, just saying. Just saying. So I'll link that video down below in the description for you to check out if you want. Oil your scalp. Oiling your scalp is so important, especially in the winter months where we tend to get really dry, flaky hair, flaky scalp. And to be fair, if you're drinking a lot of water, you shouldn't experience too much dryness. So that's a sign that you're dehydrated if you're not drinking enough. But you want to make sure you're oiling your scalp. I like to oil my scalp every week if I can, or every 2 weeks. It really depends on how my weeks fluctuate. The mixture of oils that I love using together: Jamaican black castor oil, coconut oil and olive oil. Sometimes I'll use avocado oil. It really depends on what I have on hand. I will put like a couple teaspoons or tablespoons of those oils in a bowl, put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds and really massage it in. It feels so amazing, which goes with scalp massaging, and I like to do it before I get in the shower. I only use oils when massaging my scalp if I know I'm using a sulfate shampoo. I never use oils when I'm using a sulfate-free shampoo, because sulfate-free shampoos don't clean your hair the way a sulfate does. So bear that in mind. My 5th tip would be protective styling. This is a protective style right now, kinda. On my ends, I have Jamaican black castor oil, and I just threw it into 2 little buns. So yeah, this style is super cute. Thumbs up this video if you like it, and if you want a tutorial on it. As I mentioned, that stuff is amazing for hair growth, not just your hair, but your brows, your eyelashes. It's amazing. There's 2 tips when it comes to protective styling. The first tip that I'm talking about is making sure you are protective styling your hair. With curly hair, especially depending on your texture, it's very coarse, it's very dry. I know my hair is very dry all the time and very coarse. I like to do a lot of protective styling. Typically, I would do braid outs, and I find that it stops my hair from breaking, especially in the winter time. I don't really like twist outs, but I recommend that you do protective styling to protect obviously your hair and to help it grow, keep it moisturized. You don't want to over manipulate your hair. You don't want to do too much. Be mindful of how often you do them. You want to give your hair a break in between protective styling, because if you're doing it back to back, you'll end up being tender-headed, which is not really a nice, fun thing, you know what I mean? Your scalp will become tender-headed and you could end up breaking and thinning out your hair. So what I would recommend is, if you are going to do protective styling, make sure you don't do things that are too tight on your hairline, especially your front, and make sure that you're not doing it back to back. Give your hair like a little bit of space in between to kind of do its own thing, to flourish, and your hair will grow that way. My 7th tip would be to get regular trims. Trims are so important when it comes to hair growth. I can't emphasize this enough. A lot of you beautiful ladies have this perception that if you're trying to grow your hair, trimming or cutting your hair defeats the purpose of growing it, and that's where you're wrong. 3 years ago, I had that same mentality and my hair stayed this length for a very long time. It's only when I trimmed my hair that I started to see the growth. If you don't trim those split ends off, those split ends is just going to rise up to the rest of your hair, and eventually your hair will just keep on splitting as it's growing. I recommend you do this as well if you're transitioning. That's what I did for 3 years. You will notice a difference in the growth of your hair. My 8th tip is to deep condition your hair. Emphasize this enough as well. Deep conditioning is so important. It's going to restore the moisture that is lost after you shampoo it and after you do things throughout the day. When we wash our hair with a sulfate shampoo, very important that you're deep conditioning your hair and doing protein treatments as and when appropriate for your hair whenever you wash it. My second to last tip would be heat. The amount of girls that DM me saying to me, Nicole, girl, your curls are popping, your curls are beautiful, your curls are gorgeous, da 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 da. I used to have hair like you and my hair's not like that anymore. What do you do? What do you use? Bloody blah. Girl, let me stop you right there. Stop using heat. Stop using it. It's not worth it. If your hair's damaged, it's damaged. It's a non-reversible situation that you've put your hair through. You need to cut it off or transition it like I did. Your hair might not be heat damaged, it could be heat trained. Either way, the curl is damaged. Cut it off. It doesn't matter what product I tell you to use, your curls are not going to look like mine or your natural texture if you don't cut it off. You need to cut it off. This is another topic that I get frequently asked on in my DMs on Snapchat. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you totally should. My name is nix_m. I'll put it here. If you're not following me, you totally should. Make sure you go follow me on that. Also, add me on Snapchat to see what I do behind the scenes, to know what kind of products I like using on my hair, my makeup, etc. When it comes to hair dye, you can either do it one of two ways. Get it done professionally by someone who knows what they're actually doing, because a lot of people say they're professionals and they have no idea. Or you can do it yourself. If you are going to get it done professionally, do your research. Make sure you know a lot of information about that particular stylist. If you've got curly hair, you want to check to see that they know how to dye curly hair. If you're doing it yourself, it's really important that you're properly reading the instructions to its T. You don't want to skip anything, you don't want to over process your hair. But how do you maintain the colour without losing your curl pattern? Are you dyeing your hair with semi-permanent rinse or permanent rinse? If so, what brand do you use and which have you tried? I want to recolor my hair again, but I don't want to ruin my curl pattern. I'm scared. Are there any tips or advice you could give? I dye my hair a lot. I never never bleach my hair before applying a new colour on top. One of my biggest tips to give you guys when it comes to dyeing your hair constantly like me is to allow the colour that you have on your hair already to fade as much as possible before putting your next colour on top. This is just going to make sure that you're maintaining the integrity of your hair and you're not over processing it. I don't really have a time frame, I just dye my hair whenever really. If it's like a root touch up, I try to wait between 4 to 6 months before doing a root touch up because I don't want to over process my hair. I mean, my hair can feel really brittle and dry after I've dyed it. The curls can get a bit limp, so it takes a while for them to come back. Thumbs up this video if you want to know how I kind of bring my curls back after dyeing my hair, because it can get a bit limp. As for whether if I use a permanent or a semi-permanent colour, it honestly depends on the colour I want, but majority of the time I don't really use permanent dye. I always like to use a semi-permanent. I don't use demi, I use semi-permanent. Semi-permanent lasts a bit longer than a demi-permanent. Pigment lasts a bit longer. Some of the brands that I've tried over the years are Cream of Nature, Dark and Lovely, Clairol, Ion, Colour Brilliance. I've tried Crazy Colour before. I've tried Manic Panic before. My favourite one so far would be Cream of Nature. But yeah guys, those are my tips on how I grew my hair out for a year and how I've been growing my hair since I transitioned. I hope this video was extremely helpful to you guys and it answered any of your questions. If you still have more questions that you want answering, or if there's anything else you want to know about my hair, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and be sure to ask me in the comments below or DM me on Instagram. Thumbs up, share, comment, like, rate and subscribe if you haven't. It would mean so much to me if you would subscribe. Honestly, you guys don't know how much it helps. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys in another video.